Just 4 days into the new year, the island recorded its first fatal vehicular collision. The collision involved two motor vehicles, both of which incurred significant damage. 28-year-old Ivan Lucien of Chapel Street, Grosselet succumbed to his injuries. 6 other occupants sustained injuries that range from lacerations and fractures to broken bones. In November 2024, the government contracted an Italian specialist firm in road safety, Fred's Engineering, to develop a socially inclusive road safety public awareness campaign. This was due to the over 1,100 accidents and 23 road fatalities recorded last year. The goal of the consultancy is to avert loss of life and empower road users through a comprehensive, socially inclusive, gender-responsive communication campaign. Still in the preliminary stages of the consultancy, Fred's Engineering conducted a one-week survey of 760 vehicles at the Shock roundabout. The aim of the survey was to get a better understanding of driver behaviors on the island's roads.
46% of drivers did not wear seatbelts, and when you look at driver behavior on the weekends, it's even more shocking. 70.2% of front seat passengers, they don't comply with the seatbelt laws, and 84.6% of backseat passengers also did not wear seatbelts. When you look at the use of cell phones, serious problem here on St. Lucia. 46.2% of drivers either use the cell phone to talk or to view their screens while driving.
Originally, the deplorable conditions of the island's road network was looked at as one of the main reasons for the high number of accidents recorded. However, team leader on the Fred Engineering's mission, psychologist and driving instructor Paleo Perigo, says improving the roads could be a potential solution, but it is also important to consider why drivers in St. Lucia do not wear seatbelts and use cell phones while driving. Other areas the consultancy is expected to focus on include the role of masculine norms in driving behavior, the safety of women and persons with disabilities, and youth and school children.
Still early to say whether the use of cell phones is a bigger problem for male drivers, but what we have recognized in consultation, a lot of the victims and those affected by accidents are young male drivers, so that's a big problem, and that's a demographic perhaps we have to pay special attention to in the design and in the implementation of the work that we will do on ground here in St. Lucia.
Consultants have met with representatives of the Ministry of Education, the police, the private sector, as well as civil society and non-governmental organizations, all of which have expressed support for the project. However, meetings with the St. Lucia Fire and Emergency Services show that perhaps speed, alcohol consumption, and lack of attention by drivers are the three main causes of carnage and fatalities on the roads. So what is next for the project? In February or March, representatives from the company are expected to return to St. Lucia to continue the consultation process.
We have to also design a knowledge, action and perception survey that we will implement and across the board, particularly along the project site. We've already done some preliminary survey work with the education sector, the schools, Cicero primary and secondary, and Soufriere primary and secondary. In the early stages, that will continue early into the new year. Then we move into more public education, design and implementation of public service announcements to begin to change people's behavior and get a better appreciation nationally for road safety here on St. Lucia.
The gender-responsive and socially inclusive road safety campaign will be developed and implemented over an 18-month period. It is listed as a key component of the Millennium Highway and West Coast Road Rehabilitation Project. For the DBS News World, Miriam Montoute reporting.